swiftly on.
Welcome back to another tutorial where today we're going to be having a look at how to make a junk modelling marble run. So, let's get crafting. Ooh. Okay, so first thing you're going to need, and I don't think this is going to surprise you, is a marble. But if you don't have a marble, don't worry, because I've got a few plans and little tricks that you can do. So obviously I've got this marble here, and I've got a slightly smaller one. I'm actually going to make the marble run for the bigger one in this case, but you can make it for the smaller one, not a problem. Now if you don't have a marble, there's a few different ways of creating a marble. First one is to get a coin. It doesn't have to be a 10p coin, it could be a 1p coin or a 5p. And then get some tin foil and just put it in the middle. Yeah, split the tin foil in half. You need to make a little ball for one side, like that, and do the same for the other side. You have to squeeze this quite tight because you want it to be nice and tight, so you want to make a piece for each side like that, and then you need another piece, and let's get these out of the way. So I'll pop that down there, that piece there, put your 10p on top, that's going to be your weight in the middle, and then just roll it up like that, and then just roll the whole thing up into a nice ball. Yes, it looks too big, but this is when you need to squish it together and roll it around in your hands, a bit like you do with your Play-Doh to make spheres. You roll it up and you keep on squishing it together. If you don't think you're quite strong enough for this, you can ask your parents to help you, and you've got a nice rolling marble. The more you roll around on it with your hands and the more you squish it, the better shape it's going to be. So there's our first way of doing it. Now if you don't have any tin foil, there is a different way of doing it, so we'll do it with this 10p. This other way of doing it would be with blue tack, or white tack in this case. You can just get some white tack or blue tack, take your coin and just stick white tack or blue tack on the sides of your coin. I need a little bit more until you can roll it. I still might need a little bit more. Until you can roll it into a ball, and then you can use it as your marble. So that's another way of doing it. And the last way of doing it, which is cheaper than using a 10p coin, is to use a stone, and you can either wrap it in blue tack or tin foil. And the way I'm going to do this is tin foil. I'm going to pop it in the middle, and all I'm going to do is just wrap the whole thing in tin foil. And then I'm just going to squeeze it and roll it until it turns into a ball. You can roll it on the table. Well, mine can't because it's too slippy. But just roll it until it's a nice, close to a ball shape, and you've got another marble. So there are your three different ways of creating one. Or if you've just got a marble, brilliant. Move on to the next bit. The 5 main pieces that we're going to look at making in this tutorial, and I'm now going to show you how to use them to actually make a marble run, so how to attach them or how to prop them up to actually make a marble run. So we're going to have a look at that now. This piece we're going to look at making is actually just a straight piece for your track. So all you're going to need to do that is find some cardboard. Any cardboard will work at all. If you don't have cardboard, you could probably do it with paper, but it'd be easier with card. So a cereal box, Jaffa cake box, anything like that. That's a mini roll box, I think. So that'll all work perfectly. So, okay, so out of this I'm probably going to make hopefully 2 short straights. You don't have to make them as small as this to start with, make them as long as you like or as short as you like. But I'm going to make them this length just because my box was that length. So the way we're going to work out how wide this piece that we're going to cut needs to be is just by using our marble or whatever you've created. You could use this or that. I've tried to make them all the same size. So I'm going to put it on there. I'm going to mark how wide that is, and I need another one. I'm going to mark how wide it is again, one more, and mark how wide it is again. So I've got 3 pieces there, so 3 marbles width. And then I'm going to get my ruler, and I'm going to see, and that's about, I'm going to say it's about 7.5 centimetres, or it could be 8 if we were not worrying too much. And I'm going to mark it down there and draw a straight line across there to give us that piece. I'm going to do the same for our second piece because I'm going to make 2 out of this, so 7.5 again. And again I'm just going to mark down there quickly. And I'm going to cut these into our 2 pieces. And this will form our first straight piece for our marble room. Like that. Keep this piece, don't bin it, because we might need it later. Our piece, we need to fold it up to make a little channel, so like a piece of guttering. So what we need to do is split this into 3 pieces. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it needs to be pretty good. So if you put your marble on one side and then decide how wide your marble is, like that, and that'll work, and do the same on the other side, because you need to try and make this channel the right size, like that. Because once you've done one, the rest are really easy because you know what fits. I'm going to do that and that, and then I'm going to use my ruler for our folding trick because it makes folding so much easier. I'm going to put it along the line that I want to fold along. I'm going to fold it up like that, and I'm going to do the same for the other side. I can fold that back down again because it's actually already folded now. Pop that over there and fold that over like that. And then what we want to do is check that our marble fits in it, because it needs to be able to move a little bit side to side, but it also needs to be able to roll down. Perfect. And the really important part here is that your marble has space at the top, between the top of your sides and the marble, because otherwise it will get stuck because of how we're about to tape it together. So let's have a zoom in. Okay, so the way we're going to take this together is we're going to put a piece of tape around here to keep it in that shape. So I grab a piece of tape and start by sticking it onto there, and then what we're going to do is you just make sure your marble is in there, and it just needs to be, you're trying to make it like a nice box shape, so it's going to be a nice channel. So you go like that, and then you're just going to tape down, and you're going to do a piece there, a piece there, and a piece there, and that should be strong enough for what we are doing. So we're going to do another piece there, and another piece there, and there we go. We have our channel. Okay, so I've now made 2 of these. They're not exactly the same, but they are close enough, and the way we're going to check whether or not we've made it correctly is by trying to roll our marble through it, because hopefully it won't get stuck on the tape. If it does, it means we haven't made the sides quite wide enough, so we need to make the sides wider on the next one. So I'm going to put my 2 together, just have a little test, and I'm just going to hold it like that. Awesome. And if you've made 2 shorter ones like these, or if you've made 2 longer ones and you want to join them up, it's really easy. All you want to do is find the one which is slightly bigger and put the slightly smaller one inside it like that, and then get a piece of tape, and all you're going to do is tape across the gap like that. and I would tape all the way around and then flatten that off like that. And there we go. So to show you where I'm going to cut, I've got a Sharpie, and what we're going to do is, because of how big my marble is, I'm going to need to cut off the top. So I'm going to cut round here. This is a part that you probably will need help with, so I would ask your parents to come help you with this bit. And then I'm also going to cut it off about there to make a funnel. And just draw around with a pen, just so that you can see where I'm going to cut. So I'm going to cut that, and then we'll have most of our funnel made. What we're going to do now is we're going to find a toilet roll tube or a kitchen roll tube, anything like that, and we're going to attach this onto the top of it, like that. And we're going to use tape to do that, or if you don't have any tape, or if you're thinking that it's going to be a bit difficult taping it, you could use a bit of blue tack actually. So I'll blue tack it first so you can see. Get a little bit of blue tack out. I'm going to put it in two. I'm going to put it onto the edge like that and stick it on one side, and then I'll do the same on the other side. And there we go. I am going to tape it just to be sure, but it's already pretty well stuck on, I'd have said. So we'll tape along there anyway, just to be super certain. Put one down there. And one last one there. And then I'll take a long piece of tape and go over all of the pieces that are on the cardboard, just to stop them from coming off. And there we go, we have our funnel. Next we're going to use some more toilet roll tubes or kitchen roll tubes to make some tunnels. So we're going to use these two for tunnels because these are perfect for my marbles to go through. They're a nice size, and we're going to put a little bridge in between them so we can have another straight made out of tunnels. So what we're going to do is get another piece of card. I'm going to use this piece here because that'll be okay, and we're going to make a piece to go in between them. We're going to do it the same way as we did our first straight, so by measuring our marble and doing 1, 2, 3, like that, and the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to draw our lines across. So we'll be cutting that piece out, and then we'll be folding across these, or along these lines I should say, not across. So I'm going to get my scissors and cut along here, so don't need that piece anymore. And then with my ruler I'm going to once again fold across these lines to make my little kind of what I would call a gutter, our little track. So I'm going to flatten that off and do the other side, like so. And like with our straight, we're going to check that our marble fits down it. Perfect. And we're going to tape them up. So again, piece of tape. Pop it on there, make sure it's about the right width, so wide enough for your marble to go down, and I'm going to tape round. I'm going to do the same right the way across. I'm going to do one at either end and one in the middle. middle. And then all we need to do is attach them to our 2 toilet roll tubes, like that. And the way we're going to attach them, again, you could glue tack them, or I'm just going to tape them. So I'm going to, on both sides, probably didn't need quite this much tape, but I'm going to use this piece. So I'm going to tape that to there, like that. Same on the other side. And the same on the bottom. And we're going to do the same to this piece. So let's do one side. It's a bit fiddly this because with the tube being a cylinder, it means it keeps trying to roll, which can be quite annoying. And we're going to do the top like that, and the other side. And we are attached, and that will work hopefully with my marble. Let's have a go. Awesome. Okay, so this third piece is probably going to be the trickiest piece to make, I think. Now, you might call it a sink piece, you might call it the toilet piece, you might call it the whirlwind piece, but it's going to be the piece that looks like a funnel and that the marble will come into and roll around and around and around, and will eventually drop down into the next part. So the way we're going to make that is, the first thing we need to do is we need a circle. So you need something that is circular to draw around, and I am going to use a roll of tape. Although my circle is going to need to be bigger than that, but I'm going to start with a roll of tape. So you need to find something like a roll of tape or a bowl, anything that you can fit on your card and still draw around will be perfect. So I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to make my circle bigger because I need it to be bigger. So I'm just going to freehand a circle round there. It doesn't have to be perfect. It really doesn't matter if it isn't. It just needs to be roughly a circle. And I'm going to cut that out. Hopefully you've managed to cut out a circle that looks something like that. It needs to be roughly about that size, so it probably wants to be a little bit bigger than your hand, and that'll work hopefully really well. So we need to make it into a cone shape, and the way we do that is by finding the middle, or roughly where the middle is, and then from the middle we're going to draw a line right to the outside. And then what we're going to do is cut along that line just until we get to the middle. So we cut along the line until we get to the middle, and then we stop. We don't want to go any further than that. And then our next step is making a hole in the bottom for our marble to fall through. So you need to get your marble and you need to pop it in the middle, and you need to roughly draw around it. So draw around it, or if you've used a coin, you could put a 10p in the middle. That would work perfectly because it's about the same size mine is. So as you can see, I haven't done it perfectly, but roughly draw around it, and then you need to make it a little bit bigger than that. So you need to draw around your marble or a 2p coin, and then make it a little bit bigger, like that. And then we're going to cut out this piece here. So we're going to come in with our scissors, we're going to open it up, and we're going to just cut out this piece in the middle, like so. Again, this bit doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to have a hole in it so that it works. And there we go, we have a hole. I would check that your marble fits through it, because if your marble doesn't fit through it, it's not going to work. And then have a go at the next step. So the next step is to actually make it into a cone, and the way we do that is we grab both sides like this, and all we do is just push them together like that until it turns into a cone like that. So we take them, we slide these two bits across each other like that, and then you pull them and push them together until you've got a nice cone shaped like that, and then you need to hold on to it. You get a piece of tape and tape across there. In fact, I'm just going to check my out if it's really perfect. I'm going to get a piece of tape, I'm going to tape just across there. I'm going to tape across there. And then I'm also going to tape on the inside as well, because I don't want it to fall apart. So I'm going to tape across there. And I might even put an extra piece across there. Just right the way down the whole length of our join. And then definitely, before you start trimming it down or anything, or trying to make it look perfect, definitely check that your marble is actually going to go through. Yeah, so as you can see, mine is just the right size. You don't want it too big, but that's going to be the perfect size. Awesome. So what I would do next, just to make it look nice, is I'd probably just cut these little bits off the edge so that it looks like a nice cone. But this isn't, you don't necessarily have to do this, it'll just make it look a little bit nicer. And there we go, there we have our cone. What I do next is I would attach some sort of tube onto the bottom just to help aim your marble at the next part of the track. So you could either glue the whole of that on, or I'm actually going to cut this in half and then stick it on. When you're cutting these in half, the easiest thing to do is just flatten it, cut it in half, I don't want that piece, and then just pop it out again. And as long as you haven't cut down it or anything, it should work absolutely fine. And we're just going to attach that piece onto there, which I'm just going to do with tape. Again, we could use blue tack first, but I don't think it's going to matter too much, because this piece is going to be hanging anyway from our marble run, which you will see when we put it together. And again, once you've done all around the sides, I would do a piece that goes all the way around the tube to hold those pieces down and in place. Messed that up a little bit, but it's fine. As you can see, it is attached well enough, so that is going to be the main part of our funnel. Okay, so we do now need something that is going to lead our marble into our funnel feature, and to do that we're going to make another small straight out of some card. Okay, so the way we're going to attach this onto the funnel is using blue tack and tape. So you need to get a piece of blue tack, and just on the edge of it you need to wrap it round, and it's quite a big piece of blue tack, like that, because that is going to be where we're going to attach the front. So you need to stick it on and really, really squeeze it so it's nicely on there, like that. And it will fall over at the moment, that's fine, because we'll sort that out, because that's going to sit on there like that. And then a little bit further up, you're going to do the same thing. So you want a little, probably 2 of your fingers gap there, and you're going to squeeze another piece on like that. And then once you've done that, you're going to get your tube, or your extra funnel, and you need to line it up so that it is aiming the marble into the gutter like that, and then you're just going to squeeze it onto there like that, and just squeeze it on. And it's important, if you're looking at it from there, that this is aiming to go into here. Otherwise it's going to fire off, or otherwise it won't go in there at all. So it needs to be aimed in there. Just have a little bit of a play with it. When you've got it glue tacked on, have a go with your marble and just have a little test and see whether or not it actually works. So I was lucky that it worked first time, but it's unlikely that it'll work first time. You'll probably need a couple of goes. But there we go. Once you've glue tacked it on, just to be safe, we're also going to tape it on. So I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to tape from there to there. And I'm going to tape across here, like that. And the same there, I'm going to tape over that glue tack. Try and make that a little bit stronger. And I'm also going to put a bit of tape here, just to try and be sure that it's not going to come off. So I'm going to go like that. I'm sure you can't see this bit very well, so I do apologise. And then over the top, like that. And hopefully it's held on pretty well, or at least well enough just to use like that. It might take you a couple of goes to make it work, but that's not a problem. Awesome. On to the next step. If you're wanting to make a piece where the marble would roll across and then drop down, what we need to do is make a different piece. So we're going to make another straight piece, but we're going to change the way we do it at the end. So we'll have a look at that now. Okay, so I've got another piece of Jaffa Cake box, just a flat piece of card. It can be anything, just needs to be card. And again, we're going to start by making our channel. We're going to measure 3 marbles again. 1, 2, 3. And then once again we're going to use our ruler to draw down our lines like that, and then pieces flying everywhere. We're going to cut along this line, pop that piece to one side, and then this is where it's going to be slightly different. So we're also at the end going to measure a marble in like that and draw a line across there. And the reason we're going to do that is because we're going to create a little stopper at the end. And the way we're going to do that is by cutting along these lines. So you're going to measure a marble's distance in, and then you also need a hole. So we're going to measure another marble distance in just for the middle piece. So you should have something like this. So that should be a marble in and then a marble there. So we're going to cut out this piece here. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to cut along. In fact, I'll draw where we're going to cut along in black pen so that you can see it. So we're going to cut along that line there, and that line there, and then that line there, and then that line there. So we're going to cut this piece out basically. So we're going to go down like that, stop, and then down like that. And actually, we don't really need to actually cut across that line. We can just fold it down and out of the way like that and leave it there for the minute. So we're now going to fold along our lines again. So fold that up. Although actually I want it the other way, so I'm going to fold like that so that it looks a little nicer. That can go back down. And then let's fold the other line like that. So we have our channel again. The difference is we have this piece, because that is going to be our hole. So where these two pieces are, you're going to fold those as well. So you're going to draw them on the other side so that you can see better. You're going to pop your marble on, and we're going to have one there, and one there, and I'm going to fold across them. Again, I'm going to use my ruler because it means you're going to get a straighter fold. Oops, I can't even get a hold of it. So I'm going to fold across there, like that, and across there, like that. So then when we fold them together, it makes a nice little stopper at the end. So I would suggest probably putting a bit of glue, just to be safe, on the end of this bit here, just to have something to hold them together whilst you tape them, like that. Oh, well, it'll hold it together eventually, and then you can get a piece of tape and do the same as we did on our other one, just taping a nice gap, just big enough for your marble to go through, like that. And then on the end, where we've already glued it, we're going to tape across it like that, just to make sure. And we're also going to tape this end like that. So we should now have our little stopper, and this bit here is going to be what allows our marble to drop. It's going to come to the end, and it's going to drop out. And that is going to be our little dropper piece. Easiest and most simple way for us to start setting up our marble run is to just look at using straights to start with, and you just need things like boxes or anything that's tall that you can have your blue tack onto, so don't choose really nice things. So you just want to get some blue tack, and then you can choose a piece. I'm going to use my straight, and I'm just going to blue tack onto the top there. I'm just going to pop one of the pieces there, and I'm going to use one of the shorter pieces on the top, and I'm just going to attach it like that. And I do need this side to be slightly raised, so slightly higher, so I'm just going to use a rubber just to prop it up a little bit. And then on the bottom I will also put another piece, and I'll just slot those pieces in together like that. And that is your simple way of using your marble run. And we'll start there. So now we can have a look at using a few of our other pieces, our different pieces, and I want to have a look at this one first, so our little funnel. So the way we're going to attach this is with some blue tack, and these pieces are great for being on the edge or the end of things like tables. So if you just get some blue tack, and I'm going to pop it up here on these boxes. Boxes again are so useful for creating your marble run. So I'm going to put 3 bits of blue tack up there. And I'm going to have this bit hanging off the end, and I'm just going to push that down on there. Things like shoe boxes, and this is a camera box as well, these are all really useful things. I'm putting this at the start because you don't want your marble going too fast into this bit because it will go wrong if it does. So now we're going to have a look at attaching this piece onto the bottom of here. So I've cut a little notch in the end there so it's got somewhere to fold into. And we're just going to blue tack that onto our tube. So a bit of blue tack on there, that's going to slot over the top of there, and we're going to just push those 2 bits together, like so. So we're just going to give this a quick little test just to see if it's working. And And there we go, that's looking good. Now we're going to add our little piece with the dropper. So I'm going to pop that. I've already put blue tack there already actually. So I'm going to pop this piece at the bottom so this bit is hanging off the edge. So I'm going to do that. Like that. And then this piece here is what is going to catch our balls. This is going to be the end, and I'm going to blue tack this to the table so that it doesn't fall over when the marble lands, which it probably will if not. It's quite a heavy marble, I have to say. So let's blue tack that down like that. Let's give this little marble run a go. And there we go, we've got our little marble run. Let's have a look at our full length marble run. Okay, that is my junk modelling marble run completed now. So hopefully you've learned how to create the straights, you've learned how to create the downs, you've learned how to attach it so you can go and have a really good go at creating your own. I would absolutely love to see any videos or pictures of anyone's junk modelling marble run, so please do feel free to ask your parents to send them to me. My email's at the bottom, I would love to see them. I will do a follow-up video of another marble run at some point in the future. So, until next time, keep on crafting.